Also, another reminder to everybody, when we do the switch to internal power, we will get the Christmas tree effect on the avionics screen. So that is normal, that is to be expected. So just remind everybody that we will get that Christmas tree effect once we go into internal power. All right, right sequencer on your command. Let's go ahead and initiate the thermal count sequencer for substep alpha and record UTC time, please. Okay. And give us a UTC real quick, please.
20, 27, 12.
Copy 077 20 27 12.
You copy?
T-minus 9 minutes.
All right, it sounds like we actually missed the poll, so we are in the terminal count sequence now, and we are standing by and listening as they progress through their steps.
Yeah, so at this point, they basically initiated CAPU start, and basically those will be coming up on helium. They'll go into a what we call the wiggle test, which is where they'll gimbal the engines, and then so that's basically coming up here in just a couple of minutes. On the plus side of that, once we get into the engine starts.
T-minus 4 minutes, CAPU starting LO2 securing.
Okay, so LO2 is being secured now, so that they're really moving forward in the plus gallop here. Still roughly at T minus. So with that, we should be seeing the TVC gimbal profile here in about half a minute or so. Basically, at this point, they've got the water system all turned on. You might be able to see that in some of the views, and that'll basically take care of not only the heat coming off of the engines, but also dampen the tremendous amount of noise that'll be coming off. As mentioned earlier, the hydrogen burn-off igniters will come on at about 12 seconds.
T-minus 3 minutes starting PSN 4.
The inertial navigation mode will be complete at about T-minus 10 seconds. And then basically the enable command for ALS at 9.2 seconds. And then we go into engine start at roughly at 6 seconds. Those take about 5 seconds to come up to full operating pressures, and basically at that point the stage controller will be go for launch or go for test in this case at 2 seconds, and basically we go forward into our profile for the day.
We're coming up on 2 minutes.
T-minus 2 minutes.
So our call was they just announced at T-minus 2 minutes, which is basically they have finished the gimbal test with the actuators, and they're bringing them back into a null position. And then basically at this point they basically are getting ready for powering up the engines. Again, core stage transitions to internal power, roughly for a minute, 30 seconds out.
T-minus 1/3, switch to internal power.
And then you renew gyro compass alignment convergence. Hopefully a minute. And we'll have you go for ALS. Clear that full control. And T-minus 32 seconds.
T-minus 1 minute, following personnel report, go, no go for ALS, AEA, PEA, AGA, REA, NEA, NEC. Vehicle and speech systems are go for ALS.
And at this point, you see basically the water system has come on full bore.
Right, T-minus 30, we're in ALS.
And you just got the official start of ALS. Next up is the hydrogen burn-off igniters come on at 12 seconds before G0.
H4 is on.
Go for engine start.
H4 is on and engine starts is going okay.
Now on personnel, we've got engine start, and we've got plus count, all personnel, please continue to monitor your system and grasp and control.
Wow. That's beautiful. What a historical moment. Wow. Holy crap, look all the engine fire.
Equals 50 seconds start, speed profile.
Oh, they're testing the rocket engines to start moving. So when they basically drift the rocket, it'll go left or right. That's really clever. Wow. Wow. Look at all the thrust coming out of that rocket. So that main orangey brownish colour is supposed to be the main system that is basically, I hear, that it's going to take up the astronauts to the moon in the next 3 or 4, I think 3 or 4 years from now. That's what I believe. Holy crap. Look at that beautiful pictures. Wow. This is a day I'm going to remember.
Item 16.
Look at that view. Wow. You wouldn't want to go there. That would literally completely burn your face off. And I mean straight off.
We're just over 5.5 minutes in the plus count.
About 6 minutes.
Wow. Look at the plume. Look at the plume. Wow. All that energy from 3 booster rockets.
We're coming up on 7 minutes of the plus count.
Jeez.
And 7 minutes, 30 seconds, so CBC profile.
Oh, they're doing it again. They're testing the movements in case it's not moving. That is so cool. So, basically, in case you're concerned, those things that are moving, the booster rockets, they're supposed to move. Because it's supposed to help the rocket take up higher. It's basically to move it left or right, as I said earlier.
All right. REA, can you verify REA on channel 16?
Wow.
REA channel 16, safe enter shutdown. And your shutdown standby prayer. All personnel, that's assist the page 6:56. All personnel get to page 6:56 to start the post-hot fire shutdown securing operations.
Wow.
All right.
Got personnel on page
Bill, as you said
6:56.
earlier, as we talked about earlier, the team is hoping to get at least 4 minutes of data. And we
Wow. Look at all that steam coming out of it.
All right, they are proceeding with their shutdown procedures now. As we said earlier, the team was hoping to get at least 4 minutes of data, and they did get more than 8 minutes, excuse me. So they should have gotten what they need. The team will obviously need to look at that data, but based on what we've seen, Bill, tell us more about what it looked like to you.
Yeah, so they clearly got the full duration that they were after, which is really great news. And I think you heard the applause. They had, the commanded shutdown, which is exactly what they were looking for. They had no TCC violations, test commit criteria violations that would have prompted an early shutdown. So that was really good news. Clearly there's a lot of data that's going to have to be analyzed. The engineers got to see what worked and what didn't, or what needs to be tweaked and what doesn't. But that said, I think the applause says a lot about how the team feels. They got through the test, and it looks pretty good right now.
Wow. What we've just witnessed is something that is going to be part of history and going to be in my memory for many, many years to come. Right now, I know you can hear the sounds of the booster rockets firing right now. So what they're doing is they're just replaying what's been recorded and what was broadcasted earlier on. So yeah, there's a lot actually going on in the recorded broadcast that was from Artemis, from the Artemis booster rockets. So, in case none of you are aware, I've been keeping up with what's been going on. So, they've been quite passionate about how the rockets will work. So, I've learned that they're going to go for a similar method that they did with, I believe, with the shuttle program, where they're going to have 2 boosters on either side. And apparently, I believe it's 10 times more powerful than the Saturn V rocket, which is the rocket that took the very astronauts to the moon in 1969, which is the man who said one small step, and that is Neil Armstrong. And I believe the rocket's going to have some stages, and I also believe that they are going to have a lunar gateway. So basically what that means is that they're going to have a thing that will orbit around the Earth and the moon. So basically, they'll be having like I believe a size of a car kind of size, excuse me, that will basically be able to whisk the humans to the moon and then back. So it has, I believe, like a certain period of time, and while that orbits around the Earth and the moon, which is lunar, that's basically what it is. So in case you didn't know, Artemis is actually supposed to be a twin of, or sister of, Apollo. According to the Greek mythology, apparently this gets a little bit confusing. So it turns out that Zeus gave birth to these 2 goddesses from his forehead, and they grew up just like that into fully grown women. That's how the story goes. That's how the gods work in this whole thing. So that is the reason why they call it Artemis, because the Artemis program is basically supposed to be a program that explains only... basically, it's just saying it's a sister version of the Apollo, which is the Apollo program was the one that took, you know, as some people would know, as the Apollo mission was to take up humans to basically the moon. And now this predecessor, the Artemis program, is going to do that. And yeah, so it's amazing. I believe there's going to be 2 drones. So there's going to be, I believe, a rover that is going to go onto the moon to search for water. And there's going to be another one that is going to go, I believe, around the like the lunar surface, just to orbit around. It's like a little satellite that's going to go around. I think it's to like map the area a bit better, but I didn't actually pay attention because I was just too fascinated with the video footage I'd just seen. So yeah, so I can't wait to see more, and congratulations to the Artemis team. I can't wait to see more. And my little man, which I've named after... Oh, I can't zoom in. My little man that I've named after your space program. I'm sure he's very proud of being part of your program, as something that I will always remember, naming my little man Artemis, the goldfish. I can't wait.